action to save precious personal effects, family records.
Unrelenting rain and a high tide will flood the city and suburbs. Up to 80 suburbs surround the snaking Brisbane River. 6,600 properties will be flooded. Another 16,500 will be partially affected. As it dawned on the people living in low-lying homes, there was a scramble to prepare. Hundreds of cars lined up on every approach to a council depot.
You've been waiting long?
About 2 hours.
It's slow and tedious work, and there's no shortage of takers. As soon as the bags are filled, they're loaded into cars and trailers and driven away to where they're needed.
Taken to places like this to try to hold back the water.
Build a wall and go from there. Back to the net. That's it.
Panic was setting in. Traffic became a nightmare as people made the choice to get out.
We'd ask people to not panic. This is serious, but what we're seeing this afternoon on the roads is an example of what ideally we don't see. But where possible, stay at home.
So Brisbane braces. The outlook changes by the hour and the danger grows.
I don't want anybody to die in Brisbane due to them intruding into or going into the store of water, trying to drive their car through a flooded suburban creek.
And some of the latest information relating to Brisbane. Up to 100,000 customers are now expected to lose electricity when Energex begins turning off power in the CBD and other riverside areas. Reports of panic buying in supermarkets this afternoon. People have spoken to us saying they went in to buy milk for their children, for their babies, and there wasn't anything left. No batteries and also no bread being sold out. Authorities, of course, calling for calm. Brisbane City Council has released a new flood map showing potentially or likely affected areas. They have that flood map on the website if you would like to have a look. Of course, that website experiencing a few problems. The Courier-Mail will tomorrow also print an updated flood map. At Premier Anna Bligh now says 40,000 homes could now be affected, with as much as 12,000 cubic metres of water expected to be flowing out of the Brisbane River per second on Thursday. That outlook for 3 a.m. And we know that the RNA Showgrounds at Bowen Hills, one of many evacuation centres operating tonight. Brisbane City Council statement saying for those who want to head to those evacuation centres, perhaps they don't have any friends or family to rely upon, they're advised to take their own pillows, their own sheets, medication, important documents, pets unable to be accommodated at those evacuation centres. We heard Premier Anna Bligh say briefly before in that media conference, some 1,500 people are in evacuation centres tonight. At present, that was as of a couple of hours ago, but that is likely and expected to blow out.
Yep, thanks, Ness. In the meantime, residents in Ipswich on the outskirts of Brisbane, they're spending the night in fear as the torrent of water from Toowoomba continues to inundate the town. Up to a third of Ipswich is now expected to be flooded when the Bremer River peaks, and that's expected to happen a bit later this evening. Sky News reporter Tom Connell's in Ipswich, and he brings us the latest.
All day the revisions became worse and worse, and by the end the Weather Bureau was saying 22 metres will be the water level by sometime tomorrow. That's going to surpass the level set in 1974. The water coming upstream was not the only problem. All day there was heavy to moderate rain in Ipswich. By sunset the sky had finally cleared, but the damage will be done. Sometime tonight or tomorrow morning 22 metres will be reached. The devastation will be clear. Up to 3,000 homes expected to be inundated. There are now 4 evacuations set up in the town. The mood there is upbeat, but the Mayor says the people do realise the devastation they're going to return to. Reporting in Ipswich, Tom Connell for Sky News.
Further west now, the Lockyer Valley town of Grantham, east of Toowoomba, it remains completely cut off tonight. Extraordinary scenes of devastation there yesterday. Among the dead are a woman and her 2 children who were swept away in their car by the raging torrent in Grantham.
This is the Lockyer Valley town of Grantham today, 100 kilometres west of Brisbane, 400 people, 120 homes, many of them now in ruins. A scene of utter devastation. At least 4 people died here, including a mother and 2 children. There are fears it will be 6 as rooftop rescues continue. Dozens of people spent the night stranded, today hoisted to safety one by one. There are so many, men, women, children, even pet dogs. This family waves in desperation. Help came, but it took some time. Continuing bad weather is threatening helicopter rescues. It's dangerous for boats too, and road transport is out of the question.
What this current bad weather is doing is hampering our search and rescue efforts